Welcome. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about how to subtract fractions. Now we have two situations. We have when we have the same denominators and when we have different denominators. The denominators, if you have watched the past videos, are bottom numbers. That means they tell us how many equal parts the fraction was divided into. So let's work on it. Now, if you have for this first question, we have 3 over 5 minus 1 over 5, right? And so when we want to subtract, it's just like having pizza. You have 3 out of 5 slices of pizza, and then you eat one. How many would you have left? Exactly 2. Same analogy. Since the denominators are the same, you just need to focus on the numerators. So you have 3 minus 1, that's 2 all over 5. Anytime the denominator is the same, your only focus will be the numerator. So you just minus the numerator. Again, 7 minus 2 will give you 5. So your answer here will be 5 all over 8. Now the issue comes when you need to subtract fractions with different denominators. A solution, there are actually different ways to work on this kind of question, but a fast way would be this, the butterfly method. I'm going to teach you the two ways of solving it. But first things first, the butterfly method of solving. Now what you can do in this situation is to, I'll write it again here. You see these two denominators, you first multiply them. So 6 times 4, that's 24. Now you cross multiply. So you are going to multiply this by this. So 6 times 3, that's 18. And then the minus sign, so minus 4 here times 1, that's 4. And at the end of the day, you have 18 minus 4, 14 all over 24. Now the thing left for you to do is to simplify. They are both even numbers, so you can simplify by 2. So you have 14 divided by 2 and 24 divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 24 divided by 2, that's 12. And this is the lowest it can be simplified to. So you can leave your answer in this way. That's that. Let's do the same for the second one, question 4. So what we are going to do again, as I've said before, is to simply multiply the two denominators. So 10 times 5 is 50. We just put it down there and we have 50. Next thing, you cross multiply. So you have 9 here times 5. 9 times 5 is what? 45. So you have 45 down here. Minus 10 times 1. That's 10. So 45 minus 10, that is 35 all over 50. And you can still simplify. You can simplify through by 5, right? So if you simplify, you divide through by 5, you have divided by 5, divided by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7 all over 50 divided by 5. That's 10. All right. So over here, we can see that we have all fractions with different denominator. But here you have 3 fractions that you need to subtract, and then 2 fractions that you need to subtract together. So this is how to work it out whenever you want to work out fractions like that. Now you will take note of the fact that the method we used before was this. So you multiply this denominator, that's 6 times 4, that's 24, and then you cross multiply. So 3 times 6, that's 18, minus 4 times 1, which is 4, which will then be equal to what? 14 all over 24. This is your answer. You can also work it out another way, the most standard way, and that would be whenever you have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 6, you make sure these two have a common denominator. How do you find that? You look for the LCM. Now, if you're looking for the LCM of 4 and 6, multiples of 4 are 4 times 1, which is 4, 8. So let's stop there. Multiples of 6 now are 6, 12. Yeah, we can stop here. But the common multiple between 4 and 6 is 12. So our common denominator is equal to 12. Since our common denominator is 12, we have to make sure that both of them have a denominator of 12. So how are we going to go about that? We are simply going to say this is 3 over 4 minus 1 all over 6. What can I multiply 6 by that will give me 12? That's 3, right? So I'll multiply this by 3 and this by 3. What can I multiply this by that will give me 12? That's 2. So I will do the same. Whatever you do to the numerator of a fraction, you have to do to the denominator of a fraction. So 3 times 3 will give you 9. All over 4 times 3 will be 12. Minus 1 times 2, that's 2. All over 6 times 2, which is 12. And then when you go further, 9 minus 2, that's 7. This is 7 over 12. Now, mind you, if you simplify 14 over 24, you also get 7 over 12. So the answer is going to be the same. For question 6, we have 8 over 9 minus 1 over 3 minus 2 over 5. So what do you do in this case? First things first, you need to find the common denominator. So common denominator of 9, 3, and 5. When you look for the LCM of 9, 3, and 5, your answer should be 45. So the common denominator here is 45. So now let's go into solving these fractions. You have here 8 over 9 minus 1 all over 3 minus 2 over 5. Since we know that our common denominator here is 45, what we can simply do is to make all our denominator to be 45. 9 times what will give me 45? You know that's 9 times 5. So you are multiplying this by 5. The same thing with the numerator too. 3 times what will give me 45? That's 15. So you multiply by 15 and then this 2 by 15. Over here, 5 times what will give me 45? That's 9. So you are multiplying this here by 9. The same thing with the numerator too, by 9. So when you simplify all this, you have 8 times 9, that's 40. 8 times 5, 9 times 5 is 45. Minus 15 times 1, which is 15, all over 15 times 3, that is 45 too. Minus 9 times 2 is 18, all over 9 times 5 is 45. Since the common denominators now are 45, 45 will be the denominator for everything. 40 minus 15 minus 18. So our answer here is 7 all over 45. It can't be simplified further. And that's how to get our answer. So this is just it. 7 all over 45. That is that. Now to the next question, we have this 9 over 10 minus 2 over 7 minus 1 over 5. The same method as what we have been doing since. You look for the common denominator. So if you look for the common denominator of 10, 7, and 5, the LCM will be 70. So our common denominator is equal to 70. Now we need to make sure all the denominator are 70. And how do we do that? Using equivalent fraction. So I'll write it out here. This is 9 all over 10 minus 2 all over 7 minus 1 all over 5. To make this denominator 70, you think to yourself, 70, 10 times what will give you 70? So you know that's 7. So you have 7 over here. Then you multiply this by 7 too. 7 times what will give you 70? That's 10. So you multiply this by 10 and then this by 10 too. 5 times what will give you 70? So you know this is 5 times 14. So you multiply this and then this. 7 times 10, that's 70. 9 times 7 is 63. Minus 7 times 10 here is also 70. And then what? This is 10 times 2, that's 20. Minus again 15 times 14, that's 70. 14 times 1, which is 14. That will give you 7, the denominator of 70. Now 63 minus 20, that's 43. 43 minus 14. Your answer here will be 29 all over 70. And that is how to go about subtraction of like and unlike denominators. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share to your friend that really enjoys math. See you in the next video.